So with her permission, because I have to dedicate this to Hannah because she so inspired me last night with her theme for Toastmaster that I signed up and her and Sam signed up as well. I don't have a lot to offer on a Toastmaster educational moment since I've only been coming for a couple of months. But what I do have to offer is something I benefited from very early on in my career. I'm a professional consultant in the engineering industry. And due to the fact that when I started my career, I was 23 years old. I was a young female in a sea of middle-aged men. And so I had the distinct opportunity of doing a whole lot of marketing from the very beginning in my career because I was different. So my difference made me an asset to the firm. And I was very fortunate because the firm that I worked at for the next 17 years prescribed to TQM, which in my industry stands for Total Quality Management. And Total Quality Management is a methodology that incorporates a standard of practice from everything from client engagement, hiring, marketing, project management, and mentoring. So we had a really strong mentoring component at our firm. And I also had the distinct privilege of being mentored by the president of the company. At the time was Pat Beyer. Pat Beyer was was not a big man, but you knew when he was in the room. In fact, he was the smallest man I think I've ever known. He was very impactful, and he was very big at teaching you to market effectively. And so there were a couple of things that Hannah spoke about that really hit home, and they brought back memories. And I actually that night went home and brainstormed all of the things I remember him telling me. One of the things she talked about was name tag placement, and that was one of the very first things he ever taught me. The second thing he really taught me was handshake etiquette. Who knew there was such a thing? But can someone come up and be a demonstrator for the handshake?
Don't hurt him.
So the trick to it, and like I said, there was a reason I told you he was not a big man. The trick to it is to tense your hand before you shake. And to this day, I still do that. So something I learned. So when I shake his hand, I actually tense my hand up. And it's not to injure. Because I tense my hand, you know it's there. Now, I was even smaller when I started. That was before the 4 kids. So I was actually quite a small person. And, you know, I would shake hands with sizable men. And so it was very important that I have a formidable handshake. It helps people take you seriously, and I feel there's a measure of respect in it. When I first came to Toastmasters, I shook Jim's hand for the first time, and he actually made a comment on it. He's like, "Whoa, that's a firm handshake." I think I caught him off guard. And the reason is because I was actually trained to do it. So it would be something that I would advocate that everyone in the room practice. A good handshake does make an impression. Second, I always try to tag a memory to the person's name when I meet them. So for instance, when I met Frank, Frank was extremely friendly. I said to myself, "Oh, friendly Frank." It helped me remember it. And that is something I do to this day. It's a tip that he gave me. I remember the first presentation I gave with him was to the city of Clearwater, which was a massive client for us. I mean, it was a cash cow for us. We did all of the engineering work for the city of Clearwater. It was his very first client when he started his firm. And so this was a very large contract that we were renewing. It's a 5-year contract. It's for all general engineering services. I'm 23 years old. I've never been in a presentation in my life. And I was shaking, visibly shaking. And he said, "Hey, most important thing you can remember when you walk into that room, every single one of them is rooting for you." And that's something everyone in this room can take away. When you get up here, know that every single person in this room wants you to succeed. They are rooting for you. No one is waiting for you to fail. They're waiting for you to succeed. Remembering that made me more comfortable than I ever could have been without that one sentence of information he gave me. He didn't tell me I was great. He didn't tell me I was going to knock it out of the park, because that really would not have been true. He just told me that everyone in the room wants me to succeed, and that really, really made me feel a lot better. So when you get up here to do your icebreaker, remember that little piece of information, because it's very, very true in almost all situations. There's about 10 more things on my list, but I feel like I'm running out of time. So I'm going to give you one more, well, 2 more, that I think are really important. I remember we were at a conference, and I don't remember which one, and a woman passed by, and he says, "Oh, great tip. You always want to smell clean. You never want to be remembered for your smell, good or bad. Do not wear perfume. It is offensive to 50% of the people, and it's not necessary. And that is something that I also took away, because I think at the time, I don't know that I wore perfume, but I might have done lotions and I knocked that out right away. And since then, I do remember particular people for smell. And it is never a good thing. So the last one is going to be the 80-20 rule. When you're with a client or with a new group of people, you want to listen 80% and talk no more than 20%. So that's all for today. I hope that y'all gleaned something out of that, and it was my pleasure to speak with you about it.